What's up, Kings? My name is Dan, and this is Daft Previews. We've got 14 games ahead, 10 picks to get you mildly erect. Let's get it.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Welcome, everybody. Man, we've got 14 games ahead. Now, usually when there's this many games, I'm a little bit fatigued and it does get a bit exhausting going through. But for some reason tonight, I am on. There's good feeling in the air. I've got some quality picks. So I've got 10 to show you today, 8 player props, 2 value plays, which I'll save to the end. So watch it all the way through if you want to chase some value. In a good mood at the moment. The profit is definitely rolling in. So I want to start with a bit of accountability because this is where it gets a little bit dicey. On our last YouTube video, did share 5 picks. We actually finished the day 0.56 units in the negative. So Capella crushed it today, got his points, and Pascal Siakam had 8 assists and only played 30 minutes today. Apart from that, LeBron, I think he only had 17 points in a blowout, didn't play much. Siakam in that blowout didn't get his points or his rebounds. Halliburton killed his assists, but also smashed his points line. So no luck there, taking our season total 56% on prop, 6.2 units up. Same game multis, 32.5 units up. We haven't hit one of those in quite some time, but still 38.8 units in the positive. I did talk about that win and feeling, and what I wanted to share with you guys is obviously I talk about it in every video that not every single play that I make is on YouTube. I only limit it to 4 or 5. A lot of everything else that I do goes to the Discord, and it's been quite a good day, quite a good season, really. So I just quickly wanted to show you how the tips that I share in the Discord are looking. So this is today's picks. So today we had 14 bets, 8.9 units, a 37% return on investment. So a pretty good day in the Discord, and I didn't even hit any value plays. So that was pretty juicy. And if you want to look at how the season is looking, we've actually made 250 bets on the NBA already, 91.6 units of profit so far with a 23% return. So that's probably why I'm feeling so good. The profit's rolling in. The strategies are definitely working, and I'm still refining them over time. So if you're interested in, seeing all those, the Discord's completely free. You can join it. I share everything that I'm on, and you can feel free to tell from there. But if not, if that's not your vibe, you can just keep watching on YouTube. You can sub, like, comment, get involved, get amongst it. That's fine, because either way, it's looking pretty good for us. The profit is definitely rolling in. A nice little reminder, jump into the comment section if you have any questions for me nice and live, and I'll get to them throughout the show. Mark the Spark. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Hope you got your notepad out because it's about to get juicy. Let's kick it off with our first play, shall we? We're heading over to Toronto. Jakob Poeltl, over 11.5 points. Now, why do I like Jakob Poeltl in this one? He's covered in both of his games against the Pacers last season. He actually averaged 22 points per game in that series. Indiana also allow the most points to centers so far this season. This is a really interesting take, and the main reason why I'm taking this bet. Indiana, they allow the most points in the paint by a wide margin. So at 63 points per game they allow in the paint. Second is Portland at 57. So it's quite a wide gap between first and second. Jakob Poeltl has the highest percentage of points in the paint this season. He scores almost 90% of his points in there. He's second in the team behind Siakam, averaging 9.9 points in the paint per game. Up against the worst team in this department, we should see him eat. I think one little risk in this play is that his minutes are inconsistent, but he has still covered this line when he plays less than 25 minutes anyway. With a favorable matchup, I'm liking what we're seeing with Jakob Poeltl in this one. Moving on to the second pick, we've got another big man. We're taking DeAndre Ayton, over 13.5 points. Now, Utah are in the top 3 in points allowed to center so far this season. DeAndre's covered this line in 4 games against the Jazz last year and this year. The last 4 games averaging 20 points per game. The key reason to take this pick is the fact that Walker Kessler is still out after injuring his elbow. Now, centers have feasted in every game since he's been out. Check these stat lines out. Today, AD went 26 and 16. Prior to that, Nurkic went 18 and 12, and he went 15 and 7. Prior to that was this man, DeAndre Ayton. He went 22 and 10. Before that, against Memphis, Bismack Biyombo, comes out of retirement. He goes 15 and 15 against these chumps. And Miles Turner from the Indiana Pacers went 22 and 6. So those are all the centers and how they've performed since Walker Kessler's been out. Let's go, DeAndre. I'm liking my boy. We're taking another big man, believe it or not. Let me know in the comment section if you like big men. Whether it's about basketball or just in life, you just let me know. But we're taking Mark Williams over 11.5 rebounds. This one is quite a risky player, but must be honest. He had a career high 24 rebounds against Washington almost 2 weeks ago. Washington also allow the most rebounds to centers so far this season. Charlotte are also missing backup Nick Richards. He's still injured and he won't be participating in this game. I think the main risk that I see with this one is that Mark Williams has only covered this line 31% of the time so far this year, so 4 out of 13 games. And I actually played a similar bet on this for Mitchell Robinson up against Washington. Great rebounder, but I think he only had 8 rebounds in that game and his line was 11.5. So there's a little bit of risk there, but at the same time, given the matchup, this guy's amazing form against Washington 2 weeks ago, I just couldn't resist it. So we're getting on Mark Williams there. I'm hoping you're mildly erect. Put it in the comment section, mildly erect if you are. If not, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to get you hard, boys. Watch this. Next up, we're taking Jeremy Grant over 21.5 points. So he's averaged 23 points per game and covered this twice in his last 4 games against the Utah Jazz. He has a 64% hit rate this season. The thing I love about this play, and it's probably not wise to get on it right now until this is confirmed, but it's the Malcolm Brogdon effect. So from what I understand, he has a game time decision at the moment. He did play with them in their most recent game, coming back from injury. But in 6 straight games now, with Malcolm Brogdon in the lineup, Jeremy Grant has covered this line in 6 consecutive games. If you're looking at matchups, Utah are 3rd in the league in points allowed to power forwards this season. I guess the biggest risk in this is, does Brogdon play? Because if he plays, I'm absolutely loving this bet to death. If he doesn't play, then this line is probably where it should be. But I think it's still worth the punt. Get Jeremy Grant over 21.5 points. We're back to big men here. New Orleans Pelicans big man Jonas Valanciunas. We're taking him over 2.5 assists. Now, he's covered this in 5 straight games since CJ McCollum suffered his lung injury. He's covered in 3 straight games against Sabonis and the Kings with 7, 4, and 3 assists. Now, I watched some film because I was kind of curious, like, how does he even get these assists? A 7 assists for this bloke is pretty amazing. And now I've watched the film, and the majority of his assists come off handoffs into drives or pull-up jumpers. These are actually NBA assists because in any league in the world, none of these would be counted as an assist because he's not creating shit. He's handing it off, setting a moving screen. Whoever picks up the ball drives to the ring, or they take a couple dribbles, hit a jump shot. But he's getting credited for it. So it's very similar to Domantas Sabonis. Looking at that game against Sabonis, actually, in the most recent one, Valanciunas had 6 assists in the first quarter. And when I watched the film, if I was the one doing the stats, I probably would have only given him 1. So, but look, they credited him 7. We're only looking for 3. So let's take Jonas over 2.5 assists. And the trend continues. We love big men here at Daft Previews. We're taking Jusuf Nurkic over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The reason why I've gone with the PRA is because I liked all of his lines today, and I couldn't pick a favorite. So thinking of him overperforming in at least 2 of those 3, I'm liking the over PRA of 24.5. Now, let me tell you why. He's covered this number in 3 straight games. The matchup is excellent. The Warriors are allowing a ton of points, rebounds, and assists to centers this season. Obviously, Chet had a massive game. Even some scrubs have had some really strong games, given the fact that they just don't have size. Draymond Green is still suspended, and he's got great form against the Warriors. In his last 3 games, he's gone 31, 30, and 25 points, rebounds, and assists. So we're liking Jusuf Nurkic here. Over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Heading into our final 2 players, these are our value plays, but I've also got a single bet within that for you. First one, we are running it back with Pascal Siakam, taking him over 21.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Odds have moved down to $3.80. We got on this against Orlando, paying $4.50. He got blown out. Well, not him. The team got blown out. He didn't play any minutes in the 4th, but it was looking pretty good up until that point. So the matchup is a lot better for this one. If you are looking at a single bet, though, I am liking Pascal Siakam over 21.5 points. Talking about his points, 28.5 points per game, and he's covered in both games against the Pacers last season. Obviously, I mentioned it earlier that Indiana do allow the most points in the paint. Pascal Siakam, most points in the paint for the Toronto Raptors. Power forwards have had a lot of success against Indiana this year. He only played 30 minutes in a blowout loss to Orlando, so even though it's a back-to-back, Pascal's not going to be tired. He's going to be ready to rumble. If we're looking at rebounds-wise, up until that last game against the Magic, I said it in the last video, that Siakam collected 5+ rebounds in every single game so far this season. He does have a better rebounding matchup in this game, and Indiana also play at the most ridiculous pace I've ever seen in my life. There's going to be opportunities for rebounds and assists all over the place. They're going to be non-stop running. There should be about 260 to 280 points scored in this game. It's going to get ridiculous, and stats are going to be had. So great value in this game, but I'm taking Siakam. If you want the single bet there, 21.5 points for Pascal. Get on it, baby. And then our final play, loving our big man, keeping it nice and erect. We're taking Domantas Sabonis, 10 rebounds and 10 assists. Basically a triple-double. You can get that $5 odds on Bet365. So I actually ran this play in the last game when these two teams matched up, and it was looking really good. I think Sabonis had 10 rebounds and 8 assists by the end of the third quarter, and then he didn't play in the fourth. Goddamn blowouts, they're killing me. But look, it's highly unlikely that we do see another blowout again in this game. It's a back-to-back type series, and look, if we do see another blowout, I don't think I'm making a video tomorrow. Maybe never again. I don't want to jinx that. But look, prior to the last game, Sabonis had rattled off 2 consecutive triple-doubles against the New Orleans Pelicans. If you're looking at a single bet, I'm liking his assists over 7.5. The Pelicans are just one of those teams that allow heaps of points, rebounds, and assists to centers so far this season. It's a very juicy type of play, especially for, I'd say, those European centers, you know, Sabonis, Jokic, Şengün, Nurkic, guys who can score, rebound, and pass the ball. I think there's a lot of value when they come up against the New Orleans Pelicans. So let's pray that this game stays tight and the Kings can make their shots for the Sab to cash his assist line. But other than that, I've actually got nothing more for you. I can't believe I've already gone through 10 picks in 12 minutes. Let's go, baby. You know what they say? I'm not gonna lie, I waited all video to play that sound effect. My lord. But look, outside of that, thank you to Jeff, Mark the Spark, for getting live with me, keeping that chat all fired up. But if you're watching this after the fact, let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Should I be sharing this many plays on a YouTube video? Do you like the 4? Because usually they're our best 4, but it doesn't seem to be working out that way. You know what, Cranks? It's Chris Move, baby. Splash. Might see if I can get the right to put that in the intro song. But look, I digress. I got other things to get through tonight. This is probably 75% of what I've been able to research so far. So there's still more picks to come. If you want to see what else I get on, jump into the Discord. Absolutely free to join. And it looks like I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, lads. Let's get it. Like and subscribe to your boys.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.